Hey guys, it's Dawn from Seasonal Designs. I have been working on a prairie restoration video for you, and I was about to put it up on my YouTube channel when I realized that I really never gave any background as to how our prairie came to be. So I thought I would do that quick and then we would jump into the video. So about 26 years ago, my husband and I decided to buy some land because we wanted to build a home. And we found this piece of property and we bought 12 acres, 5 of it being woods and about 7 of it being cornfield at the time. And we decided that we wanted to have a prairie surrounding our home. So we did a little bit of research and we knew that we had to have the farmer till the corn under. And then we bought a lot of native prairie seed, flowers and grasses, and we hand seeded the 7 acres. And I remember at the time we built this drag out of pallets, and we put nails in it so that we could drag it, literally the both of us drag this pallet back and forth in the field to kind of fluff up the soil so there was contact with the seed. And then we really had to let Mother Nature do her thing. I do remember the first spring that we came back after we seeded, and we were both very disappointed because it looked like a field of weeds. It really wasn't until year 2 or 3 where we would come out here and go, oh my gosh, look at how exciting is this. So it did take some time to establish. Again, when you have something that's as large as 7 acres, it's really not like you can water it. So you really have to count on Mother Nature. But over time, we have also fought invasive plants that we do not want in our prairie. Queen Anne's lace, although it can be very pretty, it can also be very invasive, and it will spread and take over your prairie, your field. And so we're working to get rid of some Queen Anne's lace. We've had outbreaks of this tall white clover, which is something that we're going to be working to get rid of again. And then we also are trying to get rid of our goldenrod. It is the Canadian goldenrod. It's not native to Wisconsin, and it is very invasive in our prairie. So those are the 3 things that we are currently working on to get rid of, but we really want to add a lot more diversity. So there's always something to do, but that's the background on it. And now we're going to jump into the video. Today, I'm working in the prairie behind me, and I've convinced my husband to help me. You can see the tall, airy white stuff that's blowing. That is a prairie clover that is incredibly invasive. We've had patches of it here in the past, and the way to get rid of it is to cut it down while it's in bloom before it goes to seed. It is a biannual, and if you cut it down before it goes to seed, it won't have a chance to obviously throw its seed everywhere. And we have a big patch of it behind me, and even deeper in behind me there's a swath of it as well. So that's what's on the agenda for today. Here's a look at it close up here. And well, the bees do love it. I do have a lot of other things in the prairie that the bees love as well. I have a ton of purple prairie clover in here, and they have been swarming that, which is something desirable. This is not. This is pretty invasive. What we're going to be using is this. It's a steel weed whacker. It came with this great blade that you can put on it that can cut down more than grass. That's for weeds and things with a little thicker stalk. So that's what my husband will be using today. while working on this, I have spotted another thing that I really is not a native here, and that is Queen Anne's lace, and I'm gonna cut this out too. So you want to cut this out while it's blooming. See all these? One head of this stuff can have up to 40,000 seeds. If it goes to seed, it lays down the seed for the next year's crop. Well, this section is better. It is out of here, but it's a lot bigger project than maybe it looks. So this is the back half of our prairie. So the house is over here, and then we have a couple of paths mowed in here, obviously. So this is the back half, and this drops down, and then our property ends right here where the clump of trees are, and then that is a farm field over there. Usually they have clover and alfalfa, which is why we have clover and alfalfa in our prairie. But you can see this side we planted more heavily with grasses, little blue stem, big blue stem, just different varieties of grasses. And there's some flowers. Oh, look at, there's a Queen Anne's lace I have to get. But if you look, you're gonna see a lot of Queen Anne's lace in here down at the bottom along the perimeter here. I don't know that I have it in me to get all of that. That would be something I think we could come in with the weed whacker and whack some of that down. But there are some areas, some pockets here on the right hand side of the trail that I am gonna go get. And then I'll probably get the few that are kind of right in here, and then I'll probably leave the rest for Steve to get with the weed whacker. All right, so this is a good one to show you how you cut this down. So you see all these offshoots here? Let's say you just go down to here and you cut it. You're gonna leave all of these other little baby offshoots here that will flower and bloom and throw their seed. So when you're cutting this, you need to go way down here to the bottom, way down here, if you can see that, and cut it. So then what happens is that you get all of this off in one plant versus leaving some of it and having to come back out because you see it again. Ugh, I just keep reminding myself, 40,000 seeds. 2 wheelbarrows full of this crappy stuff. That's gonna have to be it for today. Here's one of the reasons I love having a prairie. Not just all the wildlife that is here. We have a den of 4 fox down in the back corner. We see pheasant, turkey, so many different things, but I also love the milkweed that's in here because there's 2 monarch cats. You can see them, one here and one over there, and they are big. So they are probably, boy, maybe one of the later stages. We'll let them hopefully do their thing out here. I'll check on them later. So you can see the area that most of the white clover has been cut down by my husband, and then most of the Queen Anne's lace has been eliminated from a lot of this.